Hello and welcome once again, fellow girls, guys, and gaming fans. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Rising World Survival and our bunker build. And our main chamber here is still looking incredibly empty, but of course we're going to do the furnishing as soon as we've finished building the place. And also, these torches are not particularly suitable lighting for a high-tech bunker, but hey, as I say, we have to do the rooms first. So just a brief recap then. This is our kitchen come dining area. Oh, I was going to line that wall out and I forgot. Never mind. Off camera stuff. I've always got plenty of it. We've got our living area in here, which is kind of like a communal living area. So the idea is we're going to put some couches in there, and then either side we're going to have chairs and tables and stuff, bookshelves, that kind of thing. And then at this end here we have our storeroom, which will have all our crates and what have you with it as well. This main chamber will also, one way or another, house our crafting stations too. So it's going to be the work area. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? It looks a bit like a factory. And then upstairs here, of course, I'm going to put a railing around here because at the moment it's a little bit precarious and I keep falling down. But up here we are going to have our living quarters, or rather our quarters, that is to say the bedrooms. So what I've done here is kind of chipped out most of the space here that we need. We're probably going to still have some stone clipping through the ceiling, but hey, I can get rid of it easily once we see what's going on. We've got 3 doorways here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this space up into 3 spaces, 3 rooms, 2 dormitories, and a more sort of slightly more luxurious apartment with sort of ensuite bathroom, as it were. Slightly more exclusive. And then we've got the main bathrooms here on the end. So this is communal bathroom area. And then on the other side, same as that. So we've basically got an enormous great chamber, cavernous at the moment, which is again going to be dormitories and also sort of more exclusive sleeping accommodation. So we need to get right on with that. So what we've got for our flooring here is the same as we've got for our ceiling below, which is just white concrete. So what we'll probably do is place some mats or rugs or something on the floor at some point, and you know, to give it a bit of a carpet feel, because in any case we've no blocks in the game currently that, ooh, that's weird, isn't it? I've got fog inside my cave. We've got no blocks in game currently that look like carpets, so that's pretty much the end of, oh my goodness me, I guess it's a foggy day outside, and it's also a foggy day in the bunker, which yeah, the game has no way of registering the difference. That is a real pea super, in point of fact. It's going to be quite difficult to work with the weather like this. So if it persists, I may have to use a console command to clear it up, because we can't see a flaming thing, can we? This is not great, actually. So let's just sort this out. There we go. That will change in a second. So give it a few minutes, and that will clear up nicely. We will be able to see again, because it's just no good. I don't normally use cheats, but quite honestly, it's the only way. If you're trying to do a video and you can't see a flaming thing, it's just no use whatsoever, is it? So we're going to head out the door now. We could do with some signs around the place saying exit and quarters and mess and all the rest of it. Couldn't we really? But oh good, this is done, so let's turn that off. That's got another load more iron for us. I've decided Flossie the sheep here can stay put, because actually she's quite useful. I keep harvesting her wool from her, and we're going to probably need that for doing our furnishings later on. So I thought a captive sheep's no bad thing at this point. We'll just leave her where she is. Okay, so block-wise then. Obviously I've got some metal, I've got some iron ingots in here as well already, and we've got some metal blocks, but I don't know if we're necessarily going to be revisiting many of the blocks that we have here. We are going to be using these blocks here, and we're going to need a heap more of them, because that is going to be forming the most part of our walls. And then the other thing I said I was going to do was use these coloured concrete blocks, or coloured plaster, I think it is, coloured plaster blocks, because They kind of give the bunker a bit more of a feel of sort of colour zoning and colour coordination and things. So we've got yellow in our entryway, green in our living quarters, red in our storeroom. Therefore, we're going to have some different colours in here now. Just to get a load, you can see I've filled this right back up again with all the mining out I've been doing. So we'll get a ton of this. There we go. And Flossie, if I could just get to my block bench, please. Thank you. We need our favourites. I think we've got our white concrete here. Yes, we have. There we go. So we're going to need a load of that. And then we're also going to need to look in plaster. And we've used the red, we've used the green. We're going to use the blue in the bathrooms. But we're going to do the sleeping quarters first. And we're going to use this magenta here. And I'll just take a couple of blocks worth of that for the moment, because we're not going to be going crazy with that. We're only going to be putting a stripe around as we did in the living quarters here. So you can see what we did there. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing upstairs as well. Only without the metal around the bottom half of it. So, nearly fell down there. So the first thing we're actually going to have to do is kind of work out where our dividing lines are going to be here for our walls. Now, we're going to have the end of the walls is going to be probably here. So, there we go. We'll just bung that there for the moment. And I can probably make that too, and then have the sort of the magenta sort of at this height, I think, as opposed to that height. But hey ho, that's okay. We don't need to make that decision right now. So that means we have 6 up to the doorway. If we then have another 6 up to this doorway, and then have this on the 7th, how's that going to work out here? Okay, not particularly evenly in point of fact. So maybe what we should do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And actually divide that there. Let's see. Basically, we want to divide this up as evenly as possible. So the sensible thing to do would be, let's see, well, we get our wall at the right point on the opposite end. Good grief, this is a very long space to traverse. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about there. It's not exactly in the same position in point of fact, but hey. So we're going to make this end here our sort of more private quarters. So what we'll do, we'll make that a little bit, I don't know, I think it needs to be fairly generously sized actually, because if it isn't, we're not going to have enough room for an ensuite bathroom facility. So maybe we'll place that there. Where's my... Go. There we are. And if we do that, then we have enough room, hopefully, for a bedroom and a bathroom area, because this end is going to be furthest from the communal loos. Therefore, this is going to be the sensible end to place our private quarters, our sort of more officers' quarters, perhaps, is what we call it if this was a military bunker. Okay, so that's 18. So we actually probably want this to be in the middle of that, which is going to be there, isn't it? And we take that out. There we are. Like so. So then we got, basically, and these are all going to be separate, like this. We can see roughly how that's working out now. There we go. So that's 3 separate rooms. And here, I think maybe possibly, we're going to be able to fit our bathroom in here. So we can think about having space of 2 blocks there, and then kind of call that our bathroom area there, although it's not going to need to be that big, probably. Okay, so if we consider this to be pretty much mapped out now, if we work out where we want our wall and how we want our wall, so I'm going to do that for the time being. We've got 4 of those left there. Sugar, that's not what I meant. Okay, so if we've got our white to there, we then got our magenta. What does it look like if we put that there? Or should it be the layer below that? I'm not absolutely sure. That's kind of difficult to tell. Maybe it should be, I don't know, maybe it should be below that. I'm not sure. What's going to look best? Let's just try it out here and see what that looks like there. Yeah, I think I prefer it there, to be honest. So I think what we'll do is we'll put it at that level. There we go. That's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much what I meant there. I think that's pretty good. Okay. And then we'll probably have our ceiling at, well, we'll have our ceiling at the same height we had before, here-ish, which means that these walls do need to be one block higher than that. Which means, yeah, again, I'm going to have some mining out to do, but at least once I've put the walls in place, I can see exactly what needs taking out. Because it's very difficult to mine things out absolutely straight. There we go, that's going to be clipping through as well, so we get rid of that. And then, let's see, how many more of these blocks have we got? Have I got enough to finish this job off now? Not quite, probably. There we go. Okay, that's more or less high enough in here now. There we go. And then, yeah, our ceiling is going to be the same block, and it's going to be kind of at this level here. There we are. But what we're going to do, again, we're going to place some of the ramp blocks, the diagonal blocks either side to make this kind of more, yeah, a vaulted kind of ceiling the way that we did before. And as I say, I'm probably going to line out these walls as well, just so that we've got all four walls looking the same. And this is going to be a dormitory area in here. And of course, we're going to have 4 of these looking all pretty much the same. And then we'll do something a little bit different maybe with our officers' quarters. I'm not quite sure what. We've got another little bit clipping through there, but actually that will be covered with ramps, won't it? So I need to go and make some ramp frames now, I think, and some more concrete blocks and plaster blocks, because I'm more or less out there. We've got some of the magenta ones left, but we haven't. Oh, I've just dropped my pickaxe down the stairs. Oops. But we haven't. We've run out of the white concrete. We're going to need absolute tons of that stuff. I've got plenty of stone, so no worries there. There we go. That's one of our dormitories completed. Now all I have to do is the same thing 3 further times, which is going to take some doing. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will be back with you guys when we've got 4 dormitories, and then, as I say, we've got to do our communal bathrooms and our private officers' quarters with their ensuite facilities. So I'll see you guys in a little while. There we go, a bit more temporary lighting, just to lighten the place up, because it's pretty dark in some of these rooms. But we now have 4 matching dormitory chambers, which I believe are the same size as each other, but hey, I don't think it matters over much whether they are or not, in point of fact. So I'm just gonna take a snack here just to make sure I don't keel over while we're doing this. Always forget to eat when building, always. In real life too. So there we go. This one might even be a little bit smaller than the other. I honestly don't give monkeys. It doesn't matter. They're just our dormitories. We're going to be putting lots of bunk beds into those when we get around to furnishing. So now what I want to do is take a look at our officers' quarters. Yes, I have put torches in them as well. Yes, I haven't missed any. So we've got 2 sets of these, one on this side and one on the other. And I'm actually going to start with this one over here because it's better lit. We've got torches below, and so this one is actually easier to see what's going on. So we're going to have a bathroom here, and we're going to have a bedroom here. Now, I would still like to have this kind of magenta tone in here, but what I think we'll do differently is we will have some paneling of some description below it. So this wall here, actually, we may have to build a second wall on the inside of there, but that's okay. This doesn't have to be an absolutely huge chamber. It really doesn't need to be. So we're going to have to go and get our blocks. We need some more of these in any case. We've got 46 of those left, so that may be enough or it may not be. I don't know, but there's no point in making tons of them. We're going to need some blue blocks as well for our bathroom, the communal one, and the little private facilities en suites as well. So we'll get a load of that, and we're going to need loads of this, of course. No, just the square ones there. So we'll get a load of that, and then we need to look at our plaster again, and I want to get some of that, like that. That'll do fine. And then the only other thing I wanted to look at actually was I wanted to look at wood planks and or wood blocks, because I thought that the officers' quarters might be the one place where we might possibly want to have some sort of wood paneling on the walls. Not that, that's quite strange looking really, but maybe something a bit more like that. I don't know. Yeah, that isn't what I meant. Or possibly like that, actually, those wood tiles. Cork, how very 1970s, perhaps not. Alright, so what I've decided to do, we're going to have not that many, thank you very much. We're not going to need that many, I don't think. We're going to use this wood block here, just to do some sort of wood or pseudo wood paneling at the bottom of our officers' quarters walls. And then the other thing I've decided to do is in the bathrooms, at least for the officers' quarters, I'm going to use some of this. So I'm actually going to use a bit of this marble tile here. Let's just do a couple of those. There we go. And we'll see what that looks like. And we're going to worry about the communal bathrooms after that. So for the moment, back up here we go, and I'm still undecided as to doors in this place. Kind of looks like it ought to have some really, but there you go. All right, so what I was thinking here was I have my marble there now, and some of, I think, oh my goodness, it's kind of difficult to distinguish these blocks, but I think, let's see what this looks like. Let's just place that there. Great big marble blocks, which I think look quite good actually, but we're probably going to need 2 layers worth of them, like this. There we go, because that completes the block size, and that's absolutely fine. There we go, okay. And then over here, what I'm wanting to experiment with really is, what's it going to look like if we do, I don't know, a couple of layers of that, and then some of this, or maybe we should forego the purple altogether. I don't know. Let's just see. What does that look like? Kind of odd? Or is it all right? No, I think that's okay actually. I think that's fair enough. And then we'll need the white concrete on the top of that, and I think that's white concrete there. Let's just have a look what that looks like. That is the right one, isn't it? I think so. It's kind of difficult to judge, but yes, I think so. So that's what our walls are going to look like in here. And of course, we're going to have to do the same thing here and there, but I've run out. There we are. So probably going to have to make some more of these wood blocks. I wasn't entirely sure how many it was going to take. Always more than you think, basically. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to take these blocks here out and replace them with that, like that, and then we know our pink is going to go there, and then we're going to do the same thing, of course, with our ramp frames, making the top part, yeah, our ceiling is going to be here. That is not what I meant at all. I could have sworn I had the... Okay, so I'm going to have to take that lot out, but I could have sworn I had the white blocks there, but no, clearly not. And I've just got to place a whole row of them as well. But that's going to be the level of our ceiling. And then we're going to have it sort of vaulted as usual with these. But before we do anything else, let's just... That is the right block, right? Yeah, it is. It is the right block. Okay, so this central wall, I think maybe we'll just have it normal white like that, just to avoid any problems with the blocks looking a bit out of place otherwise. And then in here, we're going to have just white on top of there, like this. And then, of course, here is going to be, yeah, the top of our doorway. There we go. So that's kind of taking shape now. Yeah, I quite like those plaster blocks, actually. I think they're pretty good. The marble, rather. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we're going to have a certain je ne sais quoi here. It's going to be a little bit more tasteful, perhaps. Which is as it should be. There we go. But not too tasteful. There we are. So, some lighting here as well. So there is a completed bathroom, which we should be able to put a bath in there as well as a shower, possibly, for our VIPs. And the bedroom with its wood panelling. Oh, look. I forgot to change the bottom part there. I'm going to have to remember to do that. Just to remind myself, I will just take out a couple of blocks there, because otherwise I'll just forget to do it. There we go. But in any case, I'm going to have to repeat... Oh, that one's disappeared. I do find that happens sometimes here. Take the blocks out, and if there's some stone just behind, they just disappear instead of being collectible. A bit strange, really, but there you go. So yeah, I'm going to have to do this anyway, and I'm going to have to repeat this whole thing on the opposite side, so that we've got two sets of officers' quarters, one on this side and one on the other. Yeah, and then we will get on and do our communal bathroom area. Job done! Alright, we have our executive quarters on both sides. I really do like those marble tiles, actually. They're really nice. They're quite pink in this light, but I'm thinking that the lighting we're going to have in here when we're finished is going to be electric lighting. It's probably not going to look quite so warm as this. It's probably going to change the colour scheme a little bit. I just hope it doesn't make it too hideous. Okay, so then the only thing we've got to do... I'm quite liking these coloured stripes all over the place, actually. I like that. I like it a lot. I think it works well. Even if the colours are a little bit vibrant, a little bit here and there, it's quite good. So now what we need to do is our bathrooms area. So we know that the posher, the higher end bedrooms have their own. So this is going to be for the other men and women who'll be working in the bunker. So it's going to be a fairly large area, as you can see. We've just got a concrete floor, and the blocks we're going to use here, again, we're going to need some white blocks. We're going to need to make more of them, and we're going to need to use these blue ones as well, because the idea here, and I'll just demonstrate here, because as usual we're just going to line this bit of wall out. Now, is that the same in both directions? I think we've got 7 in both directions, have we? Or we've got slightly more in one? Yeah, 7, 8. We've got 8 that side, and we've got 8 that side. That's a good start. That's a good start. And then we're going to place a blue line around like that. Wow, that doesn't look ever so blue, does it? In this light, it looks quite dingy, really. But there we go. That's blue. And then we probably want some tiles of some description, in point of fact, above that, or maybe we want the tiles and then the blue above the tiles. I'm not entirely sure, but we do want some tiles as well. So let's go and once again to our block bench, where we need to find some appropriate tiles to use in the bathrooms. We don't want the same ones we've got in the kitchen, I don't think. We want some distinct ones for here. Flossie's well and truly stuck there, isn't she? She's clipped more through that every single time I see her, but I think she's asleep at the moment. Tiles, 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 tiles. Okay, so those little tiles there is what I'm thinking. Those ones there are a little bit too, I don't know, fancy bathroom maybe, or else those small ones there perhaps. Let's just make some of those. I think they're going to be about the job. And then of course we're going to need to go back into our favourites for yet more of this. Okay, so let's compare. I'm going to take this side out and we're going to just put them in the blocks in a slightly different order. So maybe what I'll do, I'll leave the white concrete at the bottom. Where's our tiles? There. So I'll take those apples out there and we've got our tiles there. There we go. So we've got white concrete at the bottom. Then I'll try placing a layer of tiles. Or maybe we should have tiles. Yeah, maybe we should have tiles below there as well. There we go. Let's try that. Tiles there and then the blue on top of that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think that is what we need to do here. Is tiles for the first two blocks and then the blue on top like that. Yeah, that is looking good. That is what I'm wanting here. Okay, great. So now to maximize the amount of space we've got here, maybe we should start there. I'm going to need to get this corner cleared out a little bit because inevitably I haven't mined out quite far enough. There we go. Okay, so now we just have to put our white concrete as usual up to the appropriate level, which is kind of there, and hope we've got enough to finish the job. I did make lots of it. Let's just place our tiles and various other bits down there so I don't get confused as to which is which. Yep, that is the right one. And of course I still have bits of stonework clipping through here and there. There we go. So that is our bathroom area, and then of course we've only to do what we've done before and use these as we did in the storeroom below. That's the right height, isn't it? Yes, it is. And we should even have enough to finish the job off without making any more. There we go, lovely. But we're probably going to have to make some more of these because I'm going to run out. But otherwise, we just need to finish it off by, yep, there we go, how annoying, by making our ceiling like that. So now I just have to make some more blocks to be able to craft the ceiling and finish the ceiling off, and then we're pretty much done here. Well, there we have it, folks. That is done now. We've got a nice big bathroom area here, which hopefully should be large enough to provide us enough space to sort of put in some communal showers and toilets and what have you. So we're probably going to have to build some stalls in here when we come to furnish it. I'm not sure if we should do that with wall blocks. The trouble with what these is that these wall blocks are really very thick indeed, which makes it difficult to place any kind of stalls because they're going to take up a lot of space. For example, I have some here, some tiles, and if we said we needed 2 for each stall, 2 there, 1, 2 there, then we end up with an odd gap as well. Maybe what I need to do is push this back wall out one further perhaps, but maybe for showers and for stalls, for toilets, we need that. We basically need to have that spacing there, and then possibly we could build small stalls there for putting toilets in on one side and showers in on the other, and then we can have our sinks in the middle there. I think perhaps that's the best thing to do in point of fact. So maybe that's the last thing we should do today. I'm just going to move this because I am going to move that back wall back a step, which, painful as it might be, I think is necessary. There we go. Just so that we can get enough space in here to be able to do this. And I'm also going to need some more of these blocks because what we're basically going to do is we're going to have to make these about 4 blocks deep like that, and then we're going to have to do that, of course, and then we're going to use the same blocks as we did before, like so, and then of course we're going to need our, and I have totally run out of this white concrete for here, and basically, yeah, then we're going to put doors on each of the stalls. So that is our plan there, but for the time being, what I'm going to have to do is take out this back wall, which means removing these. So maybe I'll put our torches somewhere else for the time being so we can see what we're doing. I'll put them on the wall where the door is. Perhaps that's the best thing to do. There we go. And then finish the stalls off by doing that, and then we've got enough space for a doorway because they need to be 4 blocks high. There we go. And hopefully enough space in here just to place a toilet or a shower, and the only way we can really do showers at this point in the game, of course, is to make them out of a sort of an image item, or we can perhaps use, I don't think there's even such a thing as a bath in the game, is there? So we're just going to have to sort of put some images on the walls in there and call it showers. So we'll have showers on one side and toilets on the other, and then we'll have some sinks along this wall here, and some mirrors and what have you, and yeah, there we go. There's our bathroom facilities. So that makes it very much easier for us to know what we're doing there. So that we definitely need some doors in here, don't we? We're going to need some doors in the vault generally, I think. So even though there isn't anything particularly suitable, we're going to have to think of something, because these private quarters, these dorms and things, are going to need some doors, because otherwise it looks ever so slightly prisony around here, doesn't it? So we're going to avoid using the barred doors, because then it really will look like a subterranean prison, which is not what we're going for, really. So we want something a little more homely than that, but that is something to think about for next time. So next episode, we're going to start furnishing this place, starting with the atrium, starting with a large area in the middle we've got here, which, as I say, is going to be our main workroom, and we're going to place the furnace in here somewhere as well. I've got some fair ideas of how we're going to set this out, and then we're gradually, episode by episode, going to be furnishing out each of the rooms to turn this from a vast sort of cavern that looks like a prison, hopefully to something that looks a little bit more official, a little bit more homely perhaps as well, though not too homely, because yeah, it is a bunker at the end of the day. But these quarters here at least are going to be sort of a little bit comfortable, a little bit more comfortable, and that would be where I would choose to put myself. Given I'm building the bunker, I guess I can choose to put myself where I like. Builder's rules. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. As usual, hit that like button and let me know. Also, feel free to leave your hints, tips, suggestions for the ongoing series and or the next series, and do give me some ideas of how you think particularly this main central area here should be used in our bunker build. And we're going to be starting a whole new series fairly soon, depending on when A, we finish the bunker, and B, when we finish, when we get our update with our new character models, because I'm deliberately hanging back until we've got that update so that we can start a fresh save with that and hopefully avoid some of the bugs that can come with a persistent save. So, as I was saying, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit that like button, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode of Rising World Survival, when we will start furnishing our bunker. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.